much.
We are not muted, by the way, just as a heads up.
Okay, well, maybe some light spoilers while me and him talk about where we're at in Arceus, but he's not yet past the what is it? The sort of tutorial type thing.
And honestly,
I'm not far past it.
I'm starting completely over for streaming. So I'm going to have two games running parallel to each other.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting how that all ends up working out. But
the people of you've met the people of the village, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Like I said, I got to the point
kind of assholes.
Where, well, I mean, think of the era that they're in.
They're kind of asshole. Well, like some of them,
they kind of need to be though, because in that day and age, if you had one shady person show up in the village, all of a sudden half the village is murdered. You know, so I get it.
It's not Naruto. We don't want to worry about an Uchiha going off the rails.
No, but Pokemon are scary.
Nobody knows how to. Well, nobody knows how to catch Pokemon when you get there, hardly.
So, I get it.
I'm waiting to see here. So, are you part of that exploration team, the Galactic whatever?
Oh yeah. You've played.
You know what it reminded me, huh?
You're like into the game proper now, right?
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away.
Literally, like, I'm up to the point where I have my first star.
Okay, so you do know about the stars.
Yeah, I have my first star rank.
I've got 3 right now.
And
that
I've
honestly
completed you can
do that
one side quest.
It feels like you can do that star thing pretty much at your own leisure. You can go up as fast as you want or as slow as you want.
Yeah, it just all depends on how often you catch Pokemon or you battle Pokemon.
I'm at 3 just because, I mean, once you hit to that next like 10 or so levels, you need to get the next star to, be able to have them obey you and shit.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason.
Yeah, eventually you'll be kind of forced to do that in order to get, be able to have more Pokemon,
Yeah, they made a lot of things a lot easier to deal with, and they made a lot of things more challenging, and I love it so far.
Dude, straight up fast travel from the map is the greatest thing in a fucking Pokemon game I've ever seen.
That's another thing. They feel like they probably invented that. Guess what, guys? Guess what? I can now send you from here to here. I'm like, Morrowind's been doing that for...
No, you could not fast travel in Morrowind.
Elder Scrolls has been doing that.
Oblivion, you could do it.
Since Oblivion. That's like 2006. That's a decade and a half. We've been doing this shit.
Yeah,
Pokemon's finally caught up, and I couldn't be more happy.
Dude,
in my life.
It's been a blast to play, and I'm honestly excited to start a new playthrough and have different ones and kind of choose different Pokemon and try different things. And
I'm loving the variety so far. I'm loving it. And I know, like,
I literally spent 3 hours the other day just wandering around catching Pokemon. Completely ignoring.
I saw
ignoring. Oh, hey, it's time for us to start.
Well, shit. Okay, we'll talk later.
All right.
Is this because of the duck thing?
Maybe.
Is this because of the duck thing?
Maybe.
I've not taken this hoodie off in a month and a half.
And then when you're done, you feel the most shamed ever. There we go. Always professional.
What the fuck is even happening?
Classic sort of story.
It came out to high critical acclaim, and it's Pokemon Snap.
If you're pressed to take, it goes.
Like, what is going
buddy,
on?
I was on edibles. Not a pornography. This is a podcast.
And you got the name wrong again.
I like your duck shirt.
Thanks. It's a duck. Welcome everybody
to another episode of Two Dads and a Podcast.
Two Dads and a YouTube cast.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all?
Where Tired Dad's voice isn't sounding like
kind of
he's smoking a pack a day since he was 5 years old.
How's it going?
So we are not for a little while.
We're not going to spend all this episode talking about the new Pokemon Arceus, even though we would absolutely love to. Yeah.
Ooh.
Arceus.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
You know how I am. I watched the Arceus movie, and it's not nearly as good as the video game. Is all I'm going to say. Okay.
That's fair. Isn't the Arceus movie like years and years old? Isn't
yeah, it's like 2007, 2008.
Yeah, that came out when Diamond and Pearl first came out, I think.
Yeah, so we're not talking about that. We are talking about another anime.
We're talking about Jutsu.
We're coming back to the realm of Naruto because this is one that we talked. We created this top 5 last year, and it was just one that we
suggested it to him pretty much almost a year ago.
yeah. It was when we did our last Naruto episode. We kind of threw this out the next week, and we're like, we'll get to it eventually. Well, it's eventually, and we're here, and I'm
eventually.
Ready. All right, I'm not as ready as I was because I'm not as fresh on Naruto. I finished it a year and a half ago, and I haven't seen it since.
And my list is 100% just Naruto, no Boruto. I have not watched any Boruto, so I have, but I didn't include
it.
Okay, good. So that means we can do another list
because it's not over yet. It's not over yet, so we haven't even seen the best shit to come. So why even put it in here?
Yeah, that means we can do another list sometime. So, but did I go first last week?
I think I go first. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
So
what's your number 5?
So with this list, I didn't go with the most powerful of all times because those things they get fucking ridiculous. Okay, I went with some of my favorites.
Yep,
and my first.
That's what I tried to do. My list is a little basic, bitch, though.
Well, I told myself I wasn't putting sexy jutsu on this. So I didn't.
You weren't putting what?
Sexy jutsu.
Oh, okay. Well,
Naruto
that's a
sexy
shame.
jutsu.
That's a shame.
I went with 1,000 Years of Death, which is pretty much Kakashi,
the same thing, right?
Sneaks up behind him with a gun shape on both of his fingers and shoves it up your ass.
Is that even really a jutsu?
Hey, it's considered a jutsu, okay? And it's devastating.
Are you sure? I'm gonna look this up. I don't know if I believe you.
It's a real thing. You've got to believe me. Naruto has also used this said jutsu.
All right, it's on the jutsu list on the wiki.
You. Holler.
You get a pass. You get a pass.
That's my one.
It's a Tai jutsu. It's a Tai jutsu. So sure.
I did not use the sexy jutsu. This is my one.
No,
although I love anytime an anime sees something naughty or sexually explicit, everybody gets a nosebleed just randomly. Like that ever happened in real life. You mean that
doesn't happen to you?
So what do you got at number 5 then?
Well, I'm a little basic bitch when it comes to this because I went with the stuff that I thought was just the coolest shit when I was growing up watching this.
Yeah.
And my number 5 is the Sharingan.
Nice. That move
it's so good. So
complex.
It does. And
over
honestly,
the span of the show.
It's pretty basic at first. You know, you have the Eye of Insight portion of it where it kind of
you just kind of you kind of see in the future. You see what's coming before it happens. Basically,
and you can copy like every jutsu, ninjutsu, genjutsu, taijutsu, whatever.
It's not a copy. You're not copying their moves. You're more so
like mirroring
reading them at the same time. You know,
like it's so fast.
You're taking that information in so fast that it's called the copy jutsu, but really it's because you're doing it at the same time they're doing it. You're seeing it, you're doing it to the point where you can tell what they're about to do before they do it, and you can end up actually doing it before they do their jutsu.
And not just that, like your perception with it during the Eye of Insight, you can read lips, you can mimic something, mimic something as simple as pencil movements. And even Sasuke, like he could even see on a cellular level. Like it was nuts how in depth the Eye of Insight got. But then you move on to the Genjutsu part of it, the Eye of Hypnotism, which honestly is pretty fucked up.
You know, Genjutsu, you get to the Dojutsu and all that shit. It gets insane with those. And just the designs of the eyes are some of the coolest designs that they've come up with in anime.
And honestly, the Sharingan was definitely the cooler of the three. In so much that Sasuke, when he had the Rinnegan going on, it was still overlaid
the circles
with
of the eyes.
Yeah, it was still overlaid with the Sharingan.
It was super cool.
Yeah, like I said, when they first showed this, and this showed up the first time in the show, it was essentially the Super Saiyan episode. Like, you know, when Goku first goes Super Saiyan and everybody's like, oh my god, this is amazing. When this shows up, it's that same kind of feeling for fans, especially as a kid. So yeah,
no shit.
That one's why it's on my list.
Moving on to number 4 for me, I had to go with the this is a mouthful. Particle style atomic dismantling jutsu.
Are you sure you're just not making shit up this time?
No, this one is devastating, and so the third
I'm actually aware of this one. So
yeah, the third Tsuchikage is notorious. The old man whose back always seems to be like broken. You know, he can't hardly move. And the second Tsuchikage was also known for it. But pretty much like you make this cube. There are also versions with a cylinder and a cone. But you get this cube and you have this little ball of energy on the inside. What do we call that? Chakra. It's like a little ball of chakra on the inside. And so this cube expands and just traps people in it. And then that ball of chakra explodes and obliterates anybody inside said cube.
Yeah, dude. When you really break down some of these jutsus, it's kind of fucked up.
Now it's called the particle dismantling jutsu. It is telling you it is just obliterating any particles inside this cube is pretty much what it's saying.
You had to go with the like super obnoxious full name of it when you could just call it the dust release. Like that's the basic jutsu.
It doesn't sound as intimidating.
It doesn't. Atomic.
Dust release sounds like what I do after I'm done vacuuming the floor. I hit the dust release and I empty it into the trash can.
Yeah, I think another name for it is the detachment of the primitive world technique used by the second and third
Tsuchikage. You can just call it the particle style.
Yeah, like it's still just absolutely obnoxious.
It is, and I love that. And I like the character. The third Tsuchikage was funny as shit.
Well, honestly, anytime you get an old man with a Fu Manchu, he's going to be a great character. He's going to be a great character. It's like the law of anime and manga.
So what do you got for number 4?
My number 4, I'm continuing my basic bitch list. And again, it was another like, oh god, this is Super Saiyan 2 moment. And it's the Rasengan. This move was obnoxious. Honestly, what comes to mind still is the whole Chidori versus Rasengan, and Sasuke and Naruto are fighting, and there's these water tanks, and Sasuke completely obliterates one with the Chidori, but Naruto's Rasengan has this little tiny hole in the front. And so Sasuke's like, I'm all badass. And he
Oh,
walks
yeah,
away
and
a
the
little bit,
back's fucking
turns
blown
around,
out.
and it's blown out. There's no water. There's just barely a little trickle still coming out of it. And all Sasuke ended up doing was destroying the front, leaving
Right.
a ton of water and stuff in it. And that realization from him, and even us as a viewing it, being like,
It was like, oh
holy
shit moment.
shit, if this hit Sasuke, that completely negates the entire rest of the series.
Right? We can
Roll
wrap this
credits.
one up quick in the first 5 seasons.
And of course,
Or whatever that one was.
it gets all kinds of crazy with, later on there was the Sage version, there was the Tailed Beast versions, and then there was the one where he had like 2 going on or something. I don't know. There was so much going on with it, but I loved the idea of just this ball of chaos energy, essentially.
It's like the silent but deadly fart, man. Doesn't seem like much, but when the damage is revealed, it's
And honestly,
devastating.
it's so much better. Like, of course, Naruto made it his own. He did his own thing with it. He learned how to use it. But when Jiraiya used it, and the fact that he could literally just put a single one in the ball of his hand, and it took Naruto having like 3 or 2 shadow clones or whatever in order to even attempt it at first, just shows how strong Jiraiya was. So, love it.
And who did Jiraiya learn it from?
Oh, I don't even remember.
Come on, man.
I really don't remember.
He learned it from Naruto's dad,
Yeah, Minato.
Minato. So, my number 3 is a technique that we were teased basically through the entirety of Naruto and Shippuden, and it is Night Guy. This is Might Guy finally lets go of his
Of the 8th
he
gate.
opens all 8 gates, does the forbidden jutsu, and just he's surrounded by a red dragon, and it gives him such. This is
So
like
let's talk
his
this over a
full-
little bit, because
Oh no!
I personally, for my
No.
number 3, had simply the 8 gates.
Okay, all right.
Specifying, of course, the ultimate moves, which is Night Guy and the Evening Elephant. The Evening Elephant being the blood mist shit going on.
Which is insane.
Oh my god.
So this is he releases all of his inner chakra, and it is just flowing through
He
him.
kills
and
himself.
It imbues in this red dragon. It is a forbidden jutsu, like you said, because you're dead afterwards, and so is whoever the fuck is in front of you when you're using this attack.
Yeah. I mean, unless
And-
you're the super overpowered villain who can survive anything. Because
Except,
plot armor. But
unless you're an ancient Uchiha.
yeah,
Yeah.
an undead ancient Uchiha, pretty much. Like, anime gets weird.
Marada. Yeah. No, so this one is just really cool because it was teased through the whole thing, and you always know that Guy Sensei is a badass,
Oh my god, dude!
but you never really get to see it until this moment when it was just, oh, this is why this guy is respected by all these.
I
incredibly
love
powerful
Guy
people.
and Rock Lee. Like their whole thing and their taijutsu was a fantastic arc, character development, and everything. And like you said, with the Night Guy move, and I kind of put the Evening Elephant in there as well, because it's the assault of 5 punches, and it's being done at the same time kind of deal.
Right.
But
And honestly, and another thing I loved about, to backtrack just slightly about that storyline, was when they worked in Drunken Master.
yeah.
Was fucking awesome.
Rock Lee got
But anyways,
he got
I get
trashed.
off.
But dude, the fact that at the end of Night Guy, you're left on the brink of death. You are dying. And it's not just a, like, you're laying there and your life is leaving you. No, you've bled out into this dragon steam of blood shit that, and
I mean,
your
he's
body
crumbling.
got so hot you literally turned
Yeah.
to ash.
He's crumbling. He's falling apart. It's extreme.
It
It is extreme, and it was brilliant to see, and finally get that like it felt like you felt like he finally got the recognition.
Yeah, 100%. And of course, you have Madara like fearing for his life. This is something that he was literally frightened of because it was that intense. And of course, naturally, you continue on for, another couple 100 episodes afterwards, because that's how anime works. Plot armor.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it was great. It was great.
we move on to my number 2, and that is a version of the Sharingan, and it is the Mangekyo Sharingan. It is the most
yes, you
intense.
specified. I did the
did.
broad.
I did, because this one is so this one can only be attained through extreme trauma. Most of the time it's the death. Sometimes it's you killing somebody close to you, or the death of somebody close to you that draws it out. And it's specified. It's got to be through a traumatic sort of event. Now, the thing I love about this version is there are so many variations of this, depending on who is the one who releases it. And so it's like it adapts to the people. And it is just incredibly powerful. And I think my favorites is probably Itachi's
is really cool because
Sasuke's
the design
are really
of it,
similar.
Well, the look of it, not so much. What they do, yes. The look of it, they are, like Sasuke has the almost like atomic symbol looking thing, which was really cool. I loved how, like you said, depending on who you are, it kind of changes both what it does and the design on the eye. It is very, very different depending on the person. And honestly, that's really cool.
It's the only Sharingan that can be fully transplanted into a non-Uchiha, which means, there are others who have versions of Sharingan, but this one can be fully transplanted, which means that person has full use of it. They can turn it on and off.
Not like Kakashi's, where it was very limited at first,
Yeah, and so this one is a lot like, I don't know, it's hard to sort of explain.
Well, it's because it's a little different, but this is what allows Sasuke and Itachi the Amaterasu technique. Which
yeah.
Sorry.
That one, the Amaterasu flame, the big fucking monster thingy that shows up
the black flames.
Yeah, that thing is so some of the people that
and it also allows both of them to use the Susanoo. Yeah, Susanoo's technique too.
Some of the variations, you got Itachi, you got Obito, you got Madara Uchiha, you got Azuna, you got obviously Sasuke, you got Shisui Uchiha, you have Indra Otsutsuki. Oh, that one's so hard for me to say all the time.
Otsutsuki.
You got Shin, you got Fugaku, and last I think it is Hagoromo. That's another Otsutsuki clan, and each one just slightly variated. It's really fucking cool.
Yeah, I love how the series, how the Naruto anime and the manga, and of course, had people who could do the same kind of thing, but each one kind of made it their own.
Yeah.
So it was really It was truly interesting, and the differences and how, and it gave reason behind each one being able to do something bigger and better or different. Whereas some anime, it's like, oh, well, they're doing the exact same move. Why is this one that much stronger than this one when they're
it's not all about
equal?
It's not all about power. It's about how you use it in this show.
Yeah, I like that. I like that you specified.
So what did you pick for number 2?
So my number 2, I
Better
went
be
with
Gaara.
Yep.
Better be.
Get the fuck off my computer screen. Because it's the Sand Waterfall funeral.
Yeah.
Oh my
Hell
god.
yeah.
Gaara is by far one of my favorite characters.
He was my favorite.
I think he was my number 1? I think he may have been both. I don't know. I know we did like our characters, but I can't even remember what my list was. But this move, especially when he was in his like teenage angsty kind of phase,
Right.
where he was all alone and it was so dark. I love his, it's not necessarily a villain to hero story. He kind of was a villain, but it wasn't necessarily because he wanted to be evil.
He was just misunderstood, man.
And
this little tailed beast in him, he's just misunderstood.
You know, the sand binding coffin was on my list, but I narrowed it down to the Sand Waterfall funeral simply because of just how brutal this ability is and how much control Gaara has over it. He can literally pulverize you to dust and absorb your blood into the sand.
Yeah, think about it. His sand smells of every single victim he has laid to waste.
Oh man, I love it. Or he could just draw it out and slowly crush every bone in your body to where Tsunade can't even always repair you. And she's like the healing goddess of freaking Naruto. Oh man, it's nuts. In one of the kind of side stories in Gaara Haiden, it actually said that the Sand Waterfall funeral leaves no identifiable trace of its victims. That's how intense this is. There's no way to identify the victim.
He's still my favorite character. He always will be. But surprisingly, his jutsu did not appear on my list solely because I had to put sexy jutsu. No, I didn't do sexy jutsu. I did 1,000 Years of Death as number 5. So my number 1 is Ultra Big Ball Rasen Shuriken. Ultra. Get this out.
Did you just like go down and it's
Ultra
like what's
Big Ball Rasen Shuriken?
Rasengan Shuriken? Yeah, Rasen Shuriken. Okay, yeah.
So, it's the Rasengan mixed with the Shuriken.
Did you just go down the list and be like, what's the longest fucking name on this list? There we go.
Well, if I wanted to be, I could do it I could put 6 paths in front of it. So this is so he's in 6 paths. He's in Sage mode. He's 9-tailed, imbued with all the powers. This is like all versions of the Rasengan and the Shuriken fused into this ultra big ball fucking devastation, basically.
Oh, it was intense, dude.
I mean, this is the epitome of everything he had worked to, and it just looks so cool.
It really is. It really is.
It's just these orbs, like dark and light orbs, and
and what makes it cooler too is, of course, and I believe even prior to this, if I remember, but Naruto is finally using it without shadow clones, and it's crazy.
Our little boy grew up.
Like, he creates 2 shadow clones, but it's of the entire chakra construct. So it's so much different than what it was before. And it's kind of nuts because now he has like 6 arms, and you have
it's just really cool to see the progression of the attacks and the moves and the growth. I feel like in other shows you don't really get that, and you don't see the struggle oftentimes. Like Goku just shows up and
The kind of I shouldn't say I'm not going to say lazy writing, but the kind of cop out of, oh, when a Saiyan gets defeated and he doesn't die, he comes back stronger. And that's their explanation for why they're always getting stronger. It's
and
just,
I mean, I can't say, like, and here's the thing, because there are times when I'm watching him train on King Kai's planet where I'm like, why did this have to be 8 fucking episodes of him trying to do this spirit ball?
yeah.
But then I'm like, wait, how did he just learn this move like out of nowhere? He just made it up. I'm making up this new move. No practice, nothing. We don't get any of that shit. So I don't know. I guess you can't make me happy.
Are we talking about when he was doing Kaioken and then he's like, I'm just going to go times 10? What the fuck does that even mean?
Can I add times 10 after everything?
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, man. But yeah, I appreciate that. That's like the ultra super move, and it's obnoxious, super powerful.
And to be fair, I did not even pick the most devastating and powerful moves in the show. It got crazier.
The show, I think Naruto toward the end really did kind of get that power creep where it was just like, oh, okay, well, now we got to be even more powerful. Wait, now we got to be even more powerful. Wait, now we got to be. So it did kind of get a little crazy. But it was still super fun to watch.
At some point. Like, I didn't put the infinite Tsukiyomi on here where you just transport everybody into a different reality. You know, I left that off the list. Okay, you're welcome.
Oh, man. There were some crazy ones. And you know what?
I'm sorry if that was your number one.
You're so rude. No, it's not. My number one is honestly not the strongest move at all.
You say sexy jutsu, I'm going to kiss you. Let me guess. Shadow possession. That would be a yes.
Get the fuck off my computer screen. It's the shadow imitation technique. It's the shadow possession jutsu.
Why? Because your top 2 jutsus are my top 2 characters, so I already knew. I think they were both our top 2 characters.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know why, but I do know why. I love this technique. It's so simple.
You can play a game of chess, you know?
It is so simple. And the thing is that it takes such an intelligent, and like you said, you're playing a game of chess. You're playing moves way, way ahead of time, you know.
And the best thing about this technique is it didn't go out of style. It didn't stop being useful. It was used all the way up to the very fucking end to fucking destroy the entire like dead army, like help to destroy this shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
what makes it even crazier, and that I super appreciate about it, is it's literally it's not devastating. It's not super powerful. It's not overpowered. And the thing is, to control the other person, they do what you do. So you have to think so far ahead, what can I do that won't hurt me, that won't limit me, but can completely shut down the other person? And it's so unique in the fact that they're literally just copying everything you do.
And this is an attack. Well, it's not an attack per se, but this is a jutsu that can be used in so many different ways, and so many, like, it can be used in torture and information gathering. It can be used on the battlefield. It can be used during covert operations. Like, it is the most versatile, like, Swiss Army knife sort of move that you can be paired in any group and you'll be fucking useful.
You know, if we talk about the shadow imitation technique overall, you have the shadow possession jutsu, but you also have levels of it that go beyond that to where you can control your shadow. You know, if you get caught up in a genjutsu, you can use your shadow to break a finger, to break the control of the genjutsu. You know, you can choke somebody out with your shadow with the shadow neck binding technique. And there's just so much versatility to this that's why it ended up being my number one is it's so unique. And the thing is, in reality, how often are there no shadows? So being able to have something so versatile at almost all times of the day, minus high noon,
here's my philosophical question. If there's no sunlight, if there's no light whatsoever, is there technically a shadow?
It's all shadow, because shadow is the absence of light.
But if everybody is special, nobody is special.
Not quite the same
I
thing.
think
I get where you're going, but
I think I don't
think it works the way that
I think it works.
you anticipate.
If there's nobody in a forest, can trees really fall? I mean, I'm asking the questions.
They can fall, yes, but do they make a sound? Do they make a sound?
Well, of course they are. That's a stupid question. My question is a little bit more relevant.
Well,
they just
well, guys, if you have
trees just grow out of the ground already falling over when we're not watching.
I mean, that's what it's like in Minecraft. But if you guys have a favorite jutsu, a favorite move, again, jutsu, taijutsu, doesn't matter, let us know. Reach out to us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at 2dap2020. Email us at 2dap2020@gmail.com. Of course, our YouTube is, you guessed it, 2dap2020, and you can comment on our videos, give them a like, give us a subscribe while you're at it. And this is, after that long-winded pitch, this is where we
next time on Two Dads and a Podcast.
Next time on Two Dads and a Podcast, we will finally be doing our favorite anime feature movies. You realize we can never do it now.
Yeah, this is just going to be the ongoing joke. It's going to be 5 years from now, and we're still going to be, for whatever reason, doing this, and we're going to be like, all right, guys, we are finally doing our anime feature film.
This will be after everybody has asked us to stop by now, and we'll still be doing this.
You know, both of our wives and our kids are like, why are you still even recording that podcast? Podcasts are so out now.
Right, we have Zimzoms now.
Oh, man.
Zigzags. That's the next progression after TikTok.
But anyway, as always, guys, thank you so much for listening.
See, I thought you said...
We love you all.
See you next time. Did you change your ending up a little bit?
As always, guys, thanks so much for listening. Yeah,
we love you all.
We're listening to Googlers. Anyway, I don't know if you're still here, Mad Hatter Girl or Had Matter Gal. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for actually at least coming to the YouTube channel, whether you're still hanging out or listening to the whole podcast or not. It's we have fun here and we talk about nerdy shit. That's what we do.
It's about my bedtime now, though.
Yeah, because you're doing weekday stuff. So I did not get the job.
Yeah, fuck them.
Little update for anybody who cared. I did not get the job. They went with somebody who had a little more experience.
Isn't that always the fucking case? That I almost didn't get my promotion because they wanted to do the same thing.
Which, you know, I get it. I understand. I do understand.
Right, but you can't get experience if you're never hired to do the thing that you need experience for.
If you want me to have professional experience with something, give me a chance to have professional
I gotta be a professional at some point.
Yeah. No,
I mean, come on.
I get it. I was pulling for the job, but at the same time, it's an hour commute both ways. Yeah. So 2 hours a day.
I did have to make that argument though, where I was like, look, I don't know all this shit. But anybody you hire in is not going to know all this shit anyways, because it changes from company to company, and you have to fucking learn all the shit for this company. Like, I know what I know about the job, so the rest of that shit, yeah, it gets frustrating, man.
So, yeah, fun stuff. We unfortunately likely won't be hanging out this weekend.
No, how much are you guys supposed to get now?
I didn't. Did they update it for you?
They changed ours from 6 to 8 to 8 to 10.
See, ours was 8 to 10 to begin with.
Yeah, so you might be 10 to 12 by now.
Yeah, shit. I'm curious now. I know it's been raining, like it's raining right now.
Yeah, it didn't even melt all the fucking snow I already got from the last one.
Nope. I actually had to take the recycle.
Ooh, you guys have got 25 inches on the fucking... Ooh.
7 to 12.
Well, I didn't move that
7
far
to 12. And ice.
Yeah, well, that ice is going to switch here in an hour or two.
Yep. Because, yeah, it rained all day. And then... And it's going to switch to snow around 1 o'clock. And then it's going to snow all day tomorrow.
After the freezing rain, I need a layer of snow so I'm not skating on ice driving to work.
Dude, I literally went down just from picking up just to get like one of our trash container, like our trash cans up, our recycle. And I stepped outside, and where it had melted down, it was literally just chunks of ice. I'm just like, all right, waddle like a fucking penguin. It works. Man.
You should wear a tuxedo when you do that.
Wear a tuxedo to go get
I know
the
you
trash.
have one in the closet.
I don't have a tuxedo, actually. I don't even have one of those like stupid tuxedo shirts where like it just it's like the fake tuxedo shirt shit. I don't even have one of those.
Yeah, well,
I do have a top hat.
I'm hopping off, man.
I do have a top hat.
Love
and
seeing
a
you,
three-piece
buddy.
suit. So maybe next time.
Yeah, you're gonna have to step up your game.
Yep. But yeah, we'll figure stuff out next week, maybe with getting together and doing the next game. If anybody has a suggestion for what game he should play, I have some ideas. I have some stuff that I've got that I want him to play for the Felix Fails. But if you have a suggestion,
sooner
feel
or
free
later,
to let us know.
You need to finally play through Resident Evil 7 on the Oculus.
Yes.
So that can be recorded with me doing it before October, so we can release that Felix Fails in October.
Yes. Inscription. Inscription's good, but I don't really see that being as much of a Felix Fails type of game. It is a very fun game.
Have you seen the new one?
New what?
Has Hellhound seen the new one?
Oh, did you watch the Dark Souls one yet, Hellhound? That one's good. I miss Hades. Oh, man. I actually put a little card in there, so when you say that, it pops up and it's with a link to the Hades video.
Nice.
I need you to, every time we do one of these, you need to say you missed the old game. So
it'll keep being Hades for a while. At least I get Dark Souls out of my palate.
Oh man, the game's so good though.
Taste in my mouth.
So good. It's hard as fuck though.
Yeah, I mean, I gave up on the game really quick. And
yeah, that one was short. Like Hades, I think. What did we play for like 3 hours?
Hades was all fun and games. I get to Dark Souls and you're just screaming at me and mad at me. Sucking balls.
45 minutes of me yelling dodge.
Yeah.
And that's not exaggerating.
No, we played for a good 2.5 hours too. And most
that
of it
one
was
we
you
only played for
dodge.
an hour and a half.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man, it's
Felt
good.
like
It's good. There's some funny moments in there. You pay attention to us a couple times, and you might catch something before the reveal. It's good. It's good. It's good times all around. I had a lot of fun yelling at him to dodge. I even yelled the 5 Ds. Dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge.
I'm surprised you didn't throw a wrench at me.
I didn't have one in my room.
You said dodge twice.
Oh man. All right. Go watch that. That one's it's 15 minutes long. I'm going to take a quick break here, get myself prepared, and we are playing some Pokemon Legends Arceus. I started a little bit. I have not yet finished the tutorial on that playthrough. So I'm excited to get past that tonight and go a little bit further.
It's good, and I haven't even done shit in the plotline. Well,
I'm even further back than you.
I could just roam around and do this all day.
So,
So, earmuffs, anybody who doesn't want a slight spoiler, and I'm not going to spoil anything big for you, but I don't know what you've seen in the wild that you could also
I'm just
spoil
going to
for
mute
me.
you real quick.
No, because I don't know what you've seen either, and you've seen probably some shit I haven't seen yet because you jumped.
I broke the game. I'm going to try to do that again tonight, actually.
So, they have the 3 starters they
He
get
did.
you.
He did.
I saw a different starter from a different game in the wild once. I won't say which one. I saw it once. It ran away. I never saw it again.
Interesting.
I'm still searching. So
I did catch an Eevee on my very first Pokeball. So
wait, where'd you get an Eevee?
Like literally as soon as you start the game. As soon as I had free roam when you get to the hill.
I haven't found an Eevee yet.
When you get to the hill, go down to the left and follow along that ridge line. I found there's a few of them, and I
need an Eevee, man.
I caught an Eevee on my very first Pokeball. So
I got to go back and I got to get an Eevee because I don't have any Eevees.
That's what's great about this game. We're gonna be helping each other out old school style. We're gonna be texting each other, be like, "Oh man,
the size,
did you
size
see
and the scope, the variety of Pokemon they have from all the games is astonishing to me so far. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a great mix. I've only found like 40 or 50 different ones so far. But I also haven't evolved a lot, and I didn't learn how to evolve.
Yeah, you gotta go. Yeah, that's really unique. No spoilers on that, but that's really unique. I like that.
I love it. I love it. But anyway, if you're really into EV training and stuff like that, it's perfect.
Go watch the Felix Fails. I'm gonna get ready. 8:30. We are starting Pokemon Legends. So take it easy, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I'll see you soon.
Bye bye.